get your wraps.
John, a rare runner for the Philip Stokes stable at Mount Gambier. They saddle up One Brave Star here, which is one of the leading chances.
He's a good horse at his best, and if he was to go like he was last winter, he'd win this race, but this preparation's been a bit hit and miss. He was good in his first couple of runs, and he really lost the plot for 2 runs in a row. Last time he was better again. He was midfield behind the Golden Fist. That run would make him competitive. Wet tracks, he's got good form. I've got 6 runs on heavy tracks for 4 wins.
Certainly carries the Stokes polish. He looks outstanding. $3.80 with Ladbrokes. $5 for the 2 Wild Willie.
Another horse who's been a little bit hit and miss this preparation, but 3 starts ago he ran second to any luck in the Penola Cup, and I thought he probably should have nearly won that race. 2 subsequent runs have been a little disappointing, but he gets back on a heavy track. Interestingly, both horses 1 and 2 are also acceptors for Saturday at Murray Bridge.
$6.50 for the 3, The Last Dance, with Tegan Vorum riding.
Going well the last dance. He came down here to Mount Gambier in the Millicent Cup and made a very good fist of 2,050 metres. Only beaten 1.3 lengths by the consistent mare Any Luck, who we'll also see on Saturday at Murray Bridge. Going well. Tegan Vorum rides this track well and has got a good record here.
The fall's well in the market as well. She's a Con, which has had 3 runs since joining the Paul Pruska stable. It's a $6 chance with Ladbrokes.
She had some good form last winter as well when previously trained by Graham Begg, and she'll have no trouble with this distance. She's more than capable over 2,000 metres plus. Going back 3 starts, she ran a race at Albury on a wet track and ran quite well. She was only beaten 1.5 lengths and should have run closer. Another horse who's been inconsistent lately.
Detnor hasn't won for a while, John. His 3 wins actually all came in the calendar year of 2022. They were all here on his home track at Mount Gambier. What are you doing with him third up today?
He's got a good record at the Mount. He's also got a good record on wet tracks. I'm a big query as to whether he can run a mile out. He's only ever tried the distance twice and is yet to be placed. He was beaten 8 lengths last up by Clytus at Hamilton, but did manage to beat most of the field home.
$10 for the 6 Whiskey Hangover.
Whiskey Hangover on that quick back up after racing on Sunday at Casterton. Didn't do too much there, beaten 6.5, held ground fairly in the straight. He's capable of better, but he's been mixing his form.
Clear outsider in this lineup is 7 Womanizer.
Womanizer's just had the 1 run back since a long spell and a change of trainer, previously with the Busselton and Young Yard. Got beaten nearly 20 lengths there for the only run here for John O'Connor, so I'm passing.
RVJ, number 8, just in its first campaign of racing.
Richard Nicholson has named this horse after himself. In the race book, the owner is RVJ Nicholson, and RVJ's been improving all preparation. Was able to win 3 starts ago here at Mount Gambier, but I thought his best run in his career was his most recent one. Got to the line really well behind Sir Randolph. After the claim from Caitlin Tootle, he's got a big weight advantage on a few of these other runners.
All right, $9.50 with Ladbrokes. 9 Owl Blazer, 2 runs back from, well, the best part of 2 years off, really.
Was able to win 2 races in his first preparation, both over middle distances, but his 2 runs this prep have been well below what he needs to. Hasn't had much luck in either of the runs, but you'd like to have seen more.
Okay, $10 for the 10 Supreme Thunder, a last start winner here.
Absolutely brilliantly ridden by Jacob Opperman on that occasion to just nose hard leaf out. Jacob stays aboard. He's won 3 races on Supreme Thunder for his father, Jamie. He needs everything to go right for him, but he's racing consistently. He doesn't often run poorly.
And what about 11 First Return for Wayne Walters and Kate Walters?
As a younger horse, he ran a couple of really good races and did win on a heavy track at Horsham going back nearly a year ago. He hasn't rated to that level for a few runs, though. His most recent run was back at Horsham. He finished just behind the place getters. Little hard to get a guide on him, but his form suggests he handles wet tracks and he's lightly raced. My numbers here, I've gone 2, 1, 4 and 8. I'm with Wild Willie. Trainer Matt Sayers joins me. A little bit inconsistent, though.
Yeah, definitely. Could be his own worst enemy sometimes. I thought last start wasn't that bad. He probably over-raced for 1,000 metres and to his credit only got beaten 3 lengths. So thought we'd just drop him back in trip a little bit, hopefully a bit more genuine tempo, and he can sort of switch off a little bit and be stronger late.
He gets a genuine wet track here. The last time we saw one was at Penola. I thought he should have nearly won the Penola Cup.
Yeah, I thought he was. No sort of fault of anyone, but yeah, I thought he probably should have finished a bit closer. Got through the going well, and probably gets a similar type of track here today. So and was originally sort of trained from here.
There's not too much speed on paper. He's drawn wide. What are the plans?
Just had to kind of just try and get a bum early. Don't care if he's midfield, don't care if he's riding behind the speed. So just to get a bum to switch him off early and then just get him out wide.
You train from your base at Murray Bridge, but you often seem to bring a horse or two down here to Mount Gambier.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where we, if there's a winnable race, we'll try and send them anywhere. So we're off to Ballarat Friday with a couple, so that don't handle the wet tracks here. So, you know, if we got to travel them, we will.
I noticed that Wild Willie is also in at your home track Saturday. The plan is to possibly back him up?
Plan was just to accept just in case we got down here today and the meeting was called off. So we thought we'd just have a backup plan there. But he's in Saturday, and you never say never, but we'll get over today first.
Well, if he puts his best foot forward, it's the right grade for him to be able to win another race.
Yeah, definitely, I think so.
And well done again last Saturday with Grand Host. Fantastic to see what form he's in.
Exactly, thank you.
There's Matty Sayers. He's got his stable going really well at the moment, Terry. And yeah, Wild Willie, if he can bring that form that he showed at Penola, would take some beating.
Yeah, he does a super job, as we know, does Matt. So let's just have another look at this market as they're about to start to load away. Pretty picturesque shot that, John, of the starting position there in the back straight out of that 15, what's normally a 15.50 shoot. It's a 15.61 trip today with the rail out, but it is certainly a really picturesque course, the Mount Gambier circuit.
It is. When you drive in on the entrance road now, there's a number of houses that are built up on the hill by about the 500 to 400 metre mark. They've got a fantastic view, not only of the racetrack, but of the scenery behind it. And going back many years ago, near the main highway, we had some massive pine trees that used to be situated probably from about the 500 metre mark down that side to the 700 or 800 metre mark. They've gone now, but you can see there with the vision of those houses and that part of the track we're talking about, as we can see the highway behind that and one of the big trucks going past it. It's a nice little track. It's a good winter track, and well done to the curators here. We've had around about 60 mils of rain in the last 7 days. This track on times is only just heavy, and I went out and walked it after the previous race, and they're not getting into it too much. So well done. That's been racing really well. We've seen horses on the rails win. We've seen horses come wide win. It's a perfect winter track. Yeah, some really kind words from trainer Peter Lafferty after winning the previous race with Baltic Way about the track as well. So Brave Star's going to run favourite here, number 1. And at the moment with Ladbrokes, $3.60. 2 Wild Willie John's top selection at $5. The 4 She's a Con at $6. And then 3 The Last Starts at $7.50. This is the penultimate, Red. Let's get to Ben.
So the field assembling well in the barriers here. So Detnor's coming forward. Detnor's about to come into the gates. And we're running 1,561 for Elders Insurance here at Mount Gambier for the 6th of 7. So Detnor just been enticed to go towards the barriers here. $3.50 favoured Brave Star. And we're set to go. Whiskey Hangover. Rochelle Mills has a white cap on here to distinguish it from Wild Willie and Connor Murtagh. So Whiskey Hangover has the inside gate. Still working on Detnor, just wasn't quite in the gates there. So some attendants lending a hand there for Detnor. The other runners face up pretty well. One out wide, keen to get on with it, just pouring at the ground. We'll stand by for the red light. Shouldn't be too far away. Race 6, Mount Gambier. Red light is on. We're set to jump. Should catch them shortly. They're racing. Beginning fast off the inside, Whiskey Hanover. And also showing good speed is Brave Star. Not far away in the early part was First Return. Detnor out a little bit wide with Wild Willie. Our Blazer was next, then Womanizer, Supreme Thunder. A VJ, then She's a Con, and back towards the Talon, settling down the last dance. So the favourite stride's clear now, and Brave Star will lead the way. In second is on the inside Whiskey Hanover, followed by Detnor. Then came First Return in between runners. Womanizer's over on the inside. Wild Willie out wide, but has got cover. They were followed by next in the field there on the outside. Going forward is Supreme Thunder, a VJ. She's a Con getting back on the inside of the last dance. So Brave Star led by 2 lengths down the side. Detnor a clear second. Whiskey Hanover is on the inside third. They were followed by First Return on the outside in 4th spot. Then Wild Willie around Womanizer the inside. Supreme Thunder, Our Blazer, She's a Con. The last dance of VJ is last. Heading past the 550 now. Brave Star held together from First Return out wide around Detnor. Whiskey Hanover was next on the inside. Then Wild Willie, Supreme Thunder, the last dance, Our Blazer. And Womanizer's dropping out of it was She's a Con. And further back in the field of VJ. Approaching the turn, Brave Star starts to sprint now. Led by 2 lengths to in Whiskey Hanover in second. Then First Return, Brave Star in front of the 200. Led by 2, Whiskey Hangover in second. Then First Return, the last dance down the outside. But Brave Star's in front, going great guns inside the 50. And Brave Star, too good the favourite. Brave Star won by 3 lengths. Second will be Whiskey Hangover. Third over the line there will be the last dance just in front of First Returner. Then Wild Willie, followed by Detnor. Next over the line was Womanizer. And further back in the field then She's a Con. A VJ was well back in the field with Supreme Thunder. And First Return, if I haven't already called it, near enough to the back of the field.
1, 6, 3 and 11 here. Brave Star straight to the front and never going to lose, really. Whiskey Hangover popped off its back coming around the dog leg. Maybe just for a fleeting moment you thought it was going to throw out a challenge, but Brave Star quickly dropped it off and scooted clear to win comfortably with Caitlin Jones, the winning rider for the Phillip Stokes stable. Whiskey Hangover second, the last dance third, and First Return running fourth. 1, 6, 3 and 11.
He got into a beautiful rhythm, Brave Star, when he found the front, and Caitlin Jones is a very smooth rider on that type of horse. He loves wet tracks. He's been able to get onto his preferred heavy track today, and he was really strong underneath, 62 kilograms over the last 200 metres to hold off Whiskey Hangover, who was on the quick back up and given a beautiful ride by Rochelle Milnes. Peeled off his back at the 200, couldn't hold a candle to him late.
Matty Sanders joining us on behalf of the Phillip Stokes yard. John and I, when we would doing the mounting yard, we said it's not often you see a Phillip Stokes trained galloper at Mount Gambier.
No, it's not. But we thought the track today suited him really well. He's needed a wet track to show his potential, and he's done that today.
Certainly 12 months ago, Matty, he was racing really through the winter of 2024. He's taken some time to sort of get going this campaign.
Yeah, he has. It's mainly just been the tracks, really. His track work is always pretty good, and Kaylin gets along with him really well. So today the main thing was just getting that wet track for him.
What he did do, he presented absolutely magnificently in the yard. You couldn't have had him looking any better.
Yeah, I know, definitely. He's probably the best looking horse here today, I'd say. He's kept a really good coat, even though it is starting to get a bit colder, so yeah.
And what about as far as coming to Mount Gambier today? Did you draw the short straw, or how did that come about?
Yeah, well, Adam Bruce did the drive to Swan Hill on Friday, so I was left to do this.
So did you drive down by yourself, or did you come with someone else?
Yeah, no, I drove here, did a solo trip.
One out?
Yeah.
Gee whiz, that's good going. That's certainly the good hard yards being put in for the team. Caitlin Jones, the winning rider, so we'll have a chat to Caitlin as well. Matty, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Terry.
Jonesy, well done. That was his old form from 12 months ago. Matty said, you know, the fact that he got the track conditions that he's been sort of looking for today.
Yeah, he's been a bit stiff this prep, to be honest. His gaits have been terrible to him. Obviously wanting a wet track, haven't been able to get it. He drew one at Murray Bridge a couple of weeks ago, but Tommy's obviously opted to scratch with the firm track. He pulled the right rein, and he was always going to have to carry the weight here, but he just needed a confidence booster, and this looked a perfect race from today. He was set up beautifully. The fitness was already there. He just carried me the whole way beautifully.
Yeah, John said if he brings his form from 12 months ago, even with the 62 kilos, he's clearly going to be the horse to beat.
Yeah, and look, he doesn't have a whole lot of dead weight on his back, so yeah, look, and he found his form beautifully. He just travelled very kind in my hands. I was able to dictate the race on him, and he was too powerful to the line.
Rochelle popped off your back just coming around the dog leg. For a moment I thought she was going to throw out a challenge, but you quickly beat her off.
Yeah, look, he just took me through his gears nicely from the 600. I did feel that because I could feel him underneath me, but even if she had have sort of got within 3/4 of length, there was plenty of fight left in him. So he was still pretty soft through the line.
All right, always nice to come back down to the southeast and get yourself in the winner's stall, whether it be at your home track, Panola, or here at Mount Gambier? Well, Mount Gambier was your home for quite some time as well when you were with Michael O'Leary.
It was my starting point, so you always appreciate being able to come down here. Obviously, it's rare to see a Stokes rider down this way, and their continued support coming this way. It's great, and always a pleasure getting a winner.
Always nice to have a chat with you too, Jonesy.
Always like talking to you, Tez.
There we go. Caitlin Jones with the Phillip Stokes stable combined to win with Brave Star. Well done to Maddie Sanders stepping in for the team today as well. As we take a break, we've got one to go both at Ballarat and the Mount today.